Hi, Dee here again for our next daily Couples HQ podcast. Today I'm going with something more positive. I'm hoping everything comes across as fairly positive to you, but I actually thought I'd swing from what destroys relationships, being disapproval and everything that goes with that, with resentment and grudge sludge, right through and swing it over to what makes relationships thrive. How does a relationship that has even people who've been together for many years have a lovely relationship together? Well, it comes down to 5 pieces, and I'll be breaking them up, but I'll just in other podcasts in more detail. But today I'm just going to talk about the main 5 pieces, and we're starting at the end of the 5 pieces, which is prevention is better than cure. Now, if you've been in a marriage, a long-term relationship for a long time, you would know how if you can prevent fallout. It's like any medical thing, isn't it really? Many things. There's prevention in so many areas of life now that we look at. It's far better than trying to cure the fallout. And in a relationship, trying to bring you back closer, heal the hurt, recover from the rejection or perceived rejection. So that's the 5th element of relationships that thrive. Prevention is better than cure, and I'm going to be teaching you a lot of that along the way. Then the first one is the bigger plan of how you look at life, your beliefs, who you are, and how that's playing out in your everyday that brings you to a position where you feel you need to correct the other one, or you get very irritated by the other one. It comes back to expectations of life in general, expectations of people, and we know much of it goes back to how you grew up, doesn't it? It definitely does. And we take that for our lifetime. Does it have to affect us for our lifetime and affect our relationship, our children, etc.? No, it doesn't. We can modify it. We modify a lot of other things in life, don't we? Unfortunately, with relationships, we tend not to. No, we tend to stick with our way. It's a part of, partly that we are not in any way helped in early years of our development, particularly our teen years, on how to actually have a thriving relationship, what it even means. It's not part of our everyday learning. We observe it in our families around us, and often that's not good and not a great example. And even if there is a great example, often we don't know why we can't do it ourselves with the person we've fallen for, because we've got some sort of personality conflict or a whole lot of different things that are out of whack, really. So that's the first thing, is looking at who are you in this? And I'm going to be working on it, of course. Then the second thing is looking at expectations and assumptions. That brings us to what I call, obviously anticipation. So we anticipate our loved one is going to do this, that or the other, this way or that way. Let's say be home by 6 or 6:30 p.m. That's what they said, but then they're not, and this is a regular occurrence. So we get annoyed, but we still stay in that anticipation. We don't adjust and shift. And this is the problem. We're not usually adapting and adjusting around each other. We do some, particularly in the early 1 or 2 years together. Then after that, we tend not. We tend more to go through what's got in, depending on which therapeutic style, modality style you've heard of. A developmental model and independence comes in, where we bring our own beliefs and our own ways that we've brought through life in, and we want to then impose them on the other partner. And if you're both doing it, and usually it's so, we're not doing it well. And we're not finding the common loving togetherness ground. We don't know how to do it. We get so far out of whack with each other, we just don't know how to get back to it. So then that comes to the third thing that we're looking at. So the third thing we're looking at here in relationships that thrive is how to adapt and to recognise quickly enough the requirement or the need, don't like the need word, but never mind, in this case it's right, to adapt to each other on some sort of issue that's come up, whether it's a timing issue, kids issues, finance issues, whatever. How do we adapt and align? So I talk about 5 fast shifts, and I've got heaps and heaps of videos on all of this stuff, which you will find one at the end of within the context of where you've come across this link. There will be a video there on 5 fast shifts on this to do with this particular podcast. 5 fast shifts talk about focusing on the present now and what you want in the long term with each other, and adapt over those 5 shifts quickly in a moment to stay with loving kindness. That's what we're doing. Staying with loving kindness as best you can, even if you feel a bit rattled or not understood, misunderstood. It's going, what is the long-term outcome we want? And then what's the short-term outcome right now? Because if we want loving togetherness in the long term, that affects dramatically what we say and do and how we react in the immediate short term right now. That's it. And there's 4 shifts there's 3 more shifts in between those, leading to 5 shifts. I'll do one on just that coming up. You'll see that will be coming up very soon. I'm just pointing out at the beginning of this series of daily podcasts, daily 5 to 7 minute podcasts, all the key points to get you across as many as possible, as fast as possible, to get your relationship on track nicely. So that's the first 3 things in the Relationships That Thrive series. The next one is camaraderie, and I call it the secret sauce for great relationships, because we don't talk about it. And in a battle zone where it all came from, the word camaraderie, it's to have each other's back no matter what, to keep each other alive, to push through and win the whatever battle's going on against the enemy. But we're not talking about having an enemy here. No, we're just talking about, because this is the problem with that whole disapproval thing, we create 2 enemies to each other. So now we're rebuilding, or hopefully we are not so far off track that we're just realigning, and we can come back together, align in a way where we are having each other's back in a loving way, even when we have some sort of difference of opinion. We don't let that go out to a major disagreement, argument, high conflict fight. We keep it down at a difference of opinion, even if it's a little bit of a tense one. And that's how we keep the goodwill there, which is all part of camaraderie. So that's your first 4. And then the last one we did first, which was prevention is better than cure. So all of those 4 parts in Relationships That Thrive series actually are all based on prevention is better than cure. So I hope that's helped and helps you, just that one more little tip here on these daily podcasts. So it's Couples HQ coming to you daily. I'm Dee, and thanks for listening.